I got to kick this thing off. Can I kick it off? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ladies and gentlemen, listen.
What's up, everybody? You are now tuned into another episode of the Man Listen Show. Before we get started, let's hear a few words from our sponsors.
DD's Daiquiris is your #1 supplier of premium daiquiri mixes. You will love the taste of our classic margarita and signature strawberry mixes. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at DD's Daiquiris. DD is spelled DEEDEE. You can also find us at www.dd'sdaiquiris.com. DD's Daiquiris, giving good vibes to good people, one good drink at a time.
Are you in the state of Texas and looking for a knowledgeable loan advisor that will walk you through the process from application to closing? Well, then you need to contact Joe Byers at Trinity Oaks Mortgage. Trinity Oaks Mortgage offers FHA, VA, and conventional loans. They also have a first-time homebuyers program available. There is also down payment assistance available as well. Make sure you contact Joe Byers at Trinity Oaks Mortgage. You can reach Joe at 972-512-8990. Are you looking for a virtual assistant who can help you with your scheduling, travel, research, and expenses? Demi Virtual Solutions is the answer for you. Demi Virtual Solutions also provides mobile notary services. They will travel to take care of your needs. So if you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and need a virtual assistant or are looking for mobile notary services, contact them at 469-522-9005, and you can find them on their website at demivirtualsolutions.com. That's DEMI virtualsolutions.com.
More Grace Counseling and Mediation Services offers individual and relationship counseling as well as mediation services to the community. At More Grace, healthy partnerships are valuable and beneficial. Please visit the website www.moregracecounseling.com for more information about our approach to counseling. More Grace Counseling and Mediation Services, where we offer more grace and more healing.
Please buy the new book by Arika Nicole Moore, Diabolical Tales of Woe. Diabolical Tales of Woe is a thrilling collection of short horror stories that leave you in an excited trepidation to see what will happen next. Prepare to face one horrific encounter after the next in this captivating novel. You can find this book on Amazon in the Kindle and paperback version. That is Diabolical Tales of Woe by Arika Nicole Moore. Conversate with Us Radio presents the Man Listen Show. We are the blackest radio show on the internet. We bring you our opinion on topics that affect the black community in an effort to enlighten, enrich, and empower every brother and sister that falls under the sound of our voice. We operate on a no-hating frequency, so be prepared for us to keep it 100% real and 100% black all the time. Please follow the show on social media at Man Listen Show. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And also make sure you share the show. Use the hashtag ManListen. I'm your host, Mark B. Let's go ahead and bring the crew in. So we're about a little over a week from the inauguration. I guess he's 46? Joe Biden, he's going to be president number 46. And the 45's followers are losing.
He might be 47. He might be 47 if they invoke the 25th on him.
Right. Yeah, Pence might get that 46 real quick, huh? Yeah. But anyway, so we're about a week out, and Trump's followers are losing their mind. By now, pretty much everybody has seen the insurrection, the raid on the Capitol. Most of us saw it live on TV. I don't know, some of y'all may have been at work. I saw it live on CNN. Who else was able to watch it?
Definitely saw it live. It was hilarious.
Yeah, I saw it live.
My homegirl called me and was like, "Are you watching this?" Because I'd heard that they were protesting, but then like when they actually stormed the Capitol, I was like, my first thought, and I'm gonna ask y'all what was y'all's thoughts when you were watching it. My first thought was like, shoot their ass. You know what I'm saying? I was like, why aren't y'all shooting them? For real. Like they are storming our nation's capital, where our tax money goes. And I don't know if y'all have ever been into the U.S. Capitol. Have any of y'all been inside the U.S. Capitol?
No.
Like,
I've never been inside. Yeah,
it's not easy to get into, even when it's open to the public. Like, it's not like you can't just like, it's not like it's on the corner and you just walk in like, you know, any like state government building. Like, you got to go a ways to get in there. There's security measures. Obviously, there wasn't enough security measures. We'll talk about that. But like, I was like, dude, they just got in there and they are chilling. And like, you can see, like, if you've ever toured the U.S. Capitol, you can see they were in places that are like kind of sacred to this country. You know what I mean? In terms of like the statues and the paintings and the artwork they have. And the fact that they were able to like get onto the Senate and the House of Representatives floor, get into like Nancy Pelosi's office, like I was like really tripping on that. And, you know, I was kind of just like, dude, I can't believe this is happening. And I really can't believe that there's no law enforcement police force to stop them. And I wish there was, and I wish they would use lethal force, because obviously they are, you know, homegrown terrorists that need to be stopped. But what was y'all's thoughts when y'all saw it?
I thought it was hilarious personally. I laughed and I cracked jokes all day. Some of them were probably in poor taste. I started with DC's looking real COVID-y right now.
I said that
It's
too.
one of my new favorite phrases, COVID.
Like, my thing was like, I was like, if the cops ain't gonna shoot him, maybe COVID to do his thing. You know what I mean? Because hardly none of them wearing no masks.
Right. And then what they say, a couple of people in Congress got COVID, or at least one person I know got confirmed with it during evacuation. So, hey man, if it spreads, it spreads. Right. But then my second thought was, there's people going all through file cabinets and files. There's probably somebody in there who don't have anything to do with the Trump like situation, just in there just to be in there, just to be nosy, because that's what I would be doing. If I was in there, I'd be like, so what they got going on up in here? But I don't know. I think that
Boris and Nikita, you know, the Russian ops, they definitely was in that mix for sure.
Right.
Yeah, I'm kind of like you, Erika. It was kind of funny, but then at the same time, I was like, man, it's really that easy. You know, it just, to me, I was like, well, that doesn't bode well for the Capitol security staff and police in the next 2 years or whatever, 4 years, whatever, because it's gonna be all kind of nuts just gonna try this, and you know, we'll see how they respond then. I guess it probably depends upon if they're tan or not, how the response will go.
Yeah, well, you know, they know how to act right though, because when the Black Lives Matter protests were going on, they was out there deep. And you know, they knew that these people were going to be there. They knew it. They was all over with Parler, all over social media. They knew that they were going to be there. They knew that Trump was going inside, and Trump has been playing this game by calling this election a fraud and saying it was rigged. So they knew it was potential for them to like get violent and to do what they did. So honestly, and I want to see to drop her opinion before we go there, but like, yeah, they know how to act. They could have did better. You know what I'm saying? But we'll talk about that in a little bit. See, what was your thoughts?
The same as all of you. Like, I was really shocked that, for one, that they weren't prepared for it, but two, even if, you know, they didn't have the National Guard and didn't call everybody that was supposed to be scheduled off there, like that was entirely too easy. When I saw some of the people that got arrested, I'm like, if Jimmy from Arkansas can get all the way that far in there, then I mean, we are really not protected like we think we are. Like, you know, when all these other countries threaten us, you're like, oh, we're the US, you know, what can they do to us? But then when I saw those people in there infiltrating the Capitol, I'm like, oh, we might not be as strong as, you know, they keep making us think we are, or like we like to believe that we are.
But you know, the thing I was tripping off of was, and I said this on my Facebook, it's clear that police was in on it though. It's clear. And they put it on CNN today, like I think 17 or 19 of the Capitol Police are being investigated, because they showed how like one officer was taking selfies with the insurrectionists. You know what I mean? He was up there posing with them, whatever. One of them, they said, had a MAGA hat on and was walking him around. And then I saw where like they literally just opened up the gates and let them in. I don't get what type of strategy that was, but like, to me, it was like, it's clear law enforcement is in on it, because like none of those people look sophisticated to me. They didn't look in shape. They didn't look like no special force operatives or anything like that. So like there wasn't any resistance, and it was really more like cooperation from law enforcement, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, we really got exposed, but one of the memes that I thought was hilarious, they like everybody asking where the police are. Do y'all also ask where Hannah Montana is when Miley's on stage or whatever, or Miley where Miley is when Hannah's on stage? I was like, man,
Yeah, I saw that tweet too.
Yeah.
but yeah, we got exposed.
But
Not just for not having proper security, but for the police also being exactly who we said they were, the Klan.
Right.
yeah,
Right.
I think a lot of the police though that came like this. Did you see the second shift police though? They were a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah,
So I don't know if that was like scheduled strategically or what. I don't know.
I heard somebody say, and I don't know, you got to take it with a grain of salt, that the initial wave of cops or security, whatever you want to call them, that was there, they were outmanned to the point to where they just were like, we just gonna let them do whatever to backup get there. That's what, and you got to think about it like this. Them people was armed. A lot of them people was armed. So they probably didn't want like a for real war. You know what I'm saying? So they was like, all right, we let them do. And they was thinking backup was coming. But because of whatever happened behind the scenes with the federal response, Trump not responding, Homeland Security not responding to the mayor's calls and stuff like that, that delayed the response. That's what I was, heard somebody say today. I don't know strategically what the best way to attack a situation is from law enforcement, because I'm not in that position, but whatever.
I can give some of them that. I'm not going to give all of them that excuse, but I can see that. I mean, if I don't know what type of, piece or firearm they were carrying, but there was really only so much they can do. They didn't have like assault rifles where they could have taken out a number of them at a time, which is another mystery to me. Like, why aren't those people, like when I go to the airport in Miami, there's people walking around with guns to take out, like hundreds at a time. So how come we don't have those type of rounds at the Capitol? That didn't make sense to me.
Well, normally they have I guess more like security type ushers, like, just regular people who are like marshaling people in, kind of like TSA. But I was just tripping on it, and they really are lauding this brother as a hero. It looked bad at first, that one brother that was running from the crowd as they was going up the steps. I was like, come on, bro. And then all he had was like his little funky baton.
A little whip or something.
Yeah, he had like a little baton, then he dropped the baton. Yeah, and I was like, but they said that really he should be lauded because he took them on like a goose chase, because he saw where the representatives and the senators weren't secured yet, so he ran that way to allow them to get secured. Which, okay, that's cool. I mean, he was doing his job, right? Yeah, you could tell they were outnumbered, right? And that was a failure on the Capitol Police, and because they knew that they were going to come there. But I think two things that it exposed was, number one, the mayor of DC is a sister, and she don't mess around. Like, she's the one that put like Black Lives Matter on the street that led up to the White House or whatever. Like, she don't mess around. And we know that DC, even though it's being gentrified, is predominantly Black. But because they don't have statehood, she couldn't just send out the National Guard. It had to be approved by the government. Now, had it been like Maryland or Virginia or anybody like that, they could just be like, hey, y'all go clean that mess up. But because DC, which is a predominantly Black, I guess you call it a city, or is it a territory or district, whatever it is.
District, I guess.
Yeah, I probably should know better. But because after they say like no representation, they were at the whim of the government, which is Trump. And then finally they say Pence made the call to send in the National Guard. Mm-hmm. But it also exposes the hypocrisy to me of the Blue Lives Matter crowd. Because I did see some of those police fighting back. Like, I saw like when they was rushing on one side, and some of those cops were trying to hold the barricade, and one cop came over the top and was stealing on folks, and he was trying to fight. And, them people was like rushing them. Like, one lady was trying to fight. She was a police officer. You could tell she got hurt pretty bad. Another one got killed. And I was just like, where's Blue Lives Matter now? Like, y'all really try to talk about that when it's, dealing with Black people. But when it comes to y'all hurting cops, awful quiet.
For somebody who's personally had the National Guard stick a rifle in their face while protesting in Ferguson, I feel like they should have been doing whatever it is they supposed to be doing, undermanned or not. You can't underestimate the power of a bullet to somebody's gut clearing a room, because you may only have 6 or 9 bullets, but do you want to catch one of those 6 or 9 bullets? No. So you shoot one person, clears the space. I'm just saying. And if they start popping off and shooting people, hey, headshots. I don't know.
Well, you saw old girl. What's her name? Ashley, whatever.
Spider-Man, Spider-Woman.
Yeah, they told her to back up, and you know she felt there was a battery in her back, and she caught some hot lead to the neck, and you know, too bad, so sad. You know, and people were like, man, why are we making jokes about it? Like, I'm not necessarily making jokes about it, but I'll laugh about it. And you know why I don't feel bad at all? Because when George Floyd got killed, there was plenty of them that was mocking his murder, like, you know, posing like with his knee on his back and all that stuff. And some people might be like, you know, we should be the bigger people. But I'm telling you right now, in 2021, I'm not the bigger person. I'm laughing. She took all that heat to the chest.
I'm only 5'3".
Somebody who don't care about it. So yeah,
I'm only 5'3". I can't be the bigger person.
I mean, and she committed a terrorist act. Like, she broke into the Capitol. Yes, she tried to break into another door when they told, like, she climbed over the police. Like, she committed several crimes.
Yeah.
And then, so I mean, it's not like, you know, they're trying to make it seem like she was a hero for what?
Right. You can't equate it to all these black men just sitting in their car or walking back to their car or jaywalking or, you know, just asking for help. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter, man. That stuff is not equal. She's in the actively committing a crime. Actively,
treason.
Right there.
Treason.
Yeah. And she's not following officer orders. So if they say just you know what they always say, listen to the orders, do what the officer says, comply. And she didn't comply, and he let one fly.
Hey, it was one shot, one kill too, wasn't it?
Hey.
Yeah.
That's what they trained to do, though, right?
They don't miss. Those people don't miss.
Yeah, but you know, my thing is like, I didn't see no sympathy for Breonna Taylor from many from the other side. So I definitely, and the disrespect that somebody put out like some picture talking about say her name with this treasonous you know what's picture and trying to co-opt, you know, like we talked about Sandra Bland and Breonna Taylor, like say her name. Yeah, say her name. She's a treasonous, you know what. You know, I wish we could cuss on this show, but we gotta keep it real.
Man.
We're gonna keep it real.
That's just another in a long line of things. I think we talked about before how when black people, no matter when black people start a movement or do whatever they do, white people try to co-opt it and take it as their own and piggyback and fall in line with it and try to get more pub. I mean, that's just what they do.
Well, I think the other thing is, and I posted this on the day of the insurrection, or as I like to call it, white people gone crazy. That should be felony murder. I'm sure we all know somebody who was in the commission of a felony with somebody else and somebody died, because even if the police kill your homeboy while you're committing a felony, you get felony murder. So every single person out there who was in the commission of storming the Capitol should get felony murder for this Becky or Karen, whatever we're calling them these days, who decided to jump bad at the police officer and got killed. All the police officers on the Capitol Police Force that were injured, that's all capital murder or felony murder, whatever they frame it in that city. They should all be going down for 20 years.
And while
that's
my
opinion.
Talk to him, counselor.
And while you're playing, Trump better watch out, because you're talking about impeachment. And he came out today and he tried to say, I mean, it was really like a legal move when he came out today when he was in Alamo, Texas, trying to I think he was trying to make a last ditch presentation in front of his border wall. But when he was like, I want no violence, no violence, no violence, I didn't do anything. That was really more to try to alleviate him from negligence. You know what I mean? That's what they were saying. Like, he didn't really believe that, but he realized that he incited. And him and that piece of you know what, Giuliani. I can't stand that dude. I cannot stand Rudy Giuliani, man. I never have, man. Anybody who marries their cousin, I can't stand him. And he's So like,
and it goes back to Central Park 5. I think Rudy Giuliani back then. He used like racist stuff against David Dinkins in the mayor race in New York, all kind of stuff.
I can't stand it. He ain't got no top lip or nothing. I can't stand that dude, man.
But man,
in jail too.
So as you're talking about Trump and his
Minions.
I guess rally or whatever he did today in Texas. I was the day that this happened. So I was at work. I was in the field working out in the middle of nowhere. And so, you know, you're limited on the radio station. I was listening. They said, let's go live. And I was listening to Trump's speech when I was heading back.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm going to go down there with you. I'm going to march with you. I'm going to lead you to the Capitol. And them dumb people really thought he's down for them. You know what I mean? He doesn't care about anybody but himself. I mean, we've known that for years, right?
Yeah.
But there are so many people that think he fights for the little man. He fights for us. He's our champion. And he sold him out again.
I saw somebody on social media, and I'm not sure how true this was, but they're saying that he was disappointed in the rioters because they looked low class. Like he was kind of upset that they were low class looking like, dude, don't you understand that most of the people who support you are low class, even if they got money, they're low class. You know what I mean?
They were low class looking though. I'm telling you, when I saw the people that arrested, I was like, I can't believe they could afford to get up there, first of all.
3 charter buses came from Missouri.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yes. They started out with just one little bus, and then it turned into like 3 full 55-person charter buses, and people were coming from all over. I was just like, so y'all broke asses can't even afford to go on vacation.
Well, most of them can't fly.
All I hope is that Big Brother COVID does his thing on that bus. That's all I hope for. You know what I'm saying?
I was about to say, they probably split up every one of those 55 seats. No social distancing.
Oh.
They was packed in there.
That's going to be the norm for travel for them because most of them can't fly anymore.
See, perfect transition. Hey, when they, what is it called? Is the hashtag no fly list? Or something?
No fly list.
That's just a real thing too.
Hey, they got on them, boy. It was so funny that, you know, the one dude was having a meltdown in the airport. I was like,
that's what they're doing to us.
Several.
To us.
Nah, you're doing it to your dumb ass. And you know, they say it ain't over yet. Because my thing was just like, you really thought that you was gonna go to the nation's capital, attend this rally. Okay, that's fine. Because I went to the Million Man March. We went to the Million Man March. Farrakhan, all the speakers, you know, talked about, you know, what we need to do as Black people, and then we went peacefully back to our hotels, little restaurants, and ate and all that. You really thought that you was going to raid the Capitol, and you know what they call it, sedition. You committed a treasonous act, and you really thought you was going to go back to your hotel and your Airbnb
and go to work the next day.
No, that's what Anderson Cooper say. You think you just gonna go to the Olive Garden and back to your Holiday Inn? I don't know.
Anderson got brolic with it. Yeah. Oh, but hey, speaking of which, this little tangent. Y'all remember when Don Lemon used to be the worst? Like back when they had like the Mike Brown protest, and I was like, dude, get Don Lemon off the TV. Don Lemon has improved light years because he was talking about Trump. He was like, you're the worst president ever. You got in because of an electoral fluke. You're awful. I was like, dang, Don. Like, Don gave me that ether.
Tell us how you really feel, Don.
Yeah, between him and Andrew Cuomo. But yeah, I'm curious to see how things are going to shake out with this inauguration, though, because Biden said he's still going to be there. He said he's not scared. But in the news, they're saying that they're planning protests all across the country, like each state capital. And I want to see how they handle it. I know people who had planned on going to the inauguration anyway, you know, because of Kamala. You know, they was like, man, we're going to go. We're going to try to kick it. And I was like, dude, like, you know, it's still a pandemic, right? You ain't finna just be kicking it in the streets in D.C. You know, the D.C. mayor ain't having that. You know, they shutting it down. So why you planning on going? But like, I don't know. What y'all think, man? How y'all think this inauguration gonna go?
I think it'll be fine. I think they're going to be more prepared now. And the way they're passing down these federal indictments and stuff, I think a few, like, you know, Jim Bob and a few of them probably will just go ahead and stay in Arkansas and Alabama or wherever they're from.
Or maybe they'll be dead from COVID by the time the inauguration is.
You know what? So as we're talking about all these charges and stuff, the first thing that hit me though is like, not only you said they were brave, they thought they could just go and get away with. They had no problem showing their faces, things like that. Part of me said, I wonder, was there behind the scenes? Trump was like, "Go ahead, y'all get arrested. DC is federal property. They can't do any state charges on you. I can just pardon you guys." So I was kind of hoping they waited to go after and drop charges on these people just for that simple reason. So, all these.
Well, he can
Doesn't care about
only do
people.
something with an eviction. So they got charges. They don't have evictions. He can't commute a conviction because you might still beat it. He can only commute with a sentence.
Yeah.
And that sentence ain't nobody.
I thought he could just pardon you from all charges, so you wouldn't even have to face.
Well, I mean, I think that's questionable. They're trying to see if constitutionally he can, because you remember he was talking about pardoning like himself, Giuliani, and all his kids like up front, and try to give him like immunity from whatever that was possible. So even though he hasn't been convicted yet, but they said recently, I was like, nah, don't do that, because like if you do that, then you really are setting yourself up for like litigation in terms of like a civil suit or whatever. Because like Enrique said, like you caused the death of many people. So like, and like he's in the cut. Like number one, they're gonna leave to go to Mar-a-Lago, and none of the people down in Palm Beach want him there. They don't want him in. They're trying to figure out kind of loophole to keep him out from being there 24/7. Secondly, a lot of these corporations have decided to cut him off. So like Shopify, a lot of things that a lot of businesses that work with him to run his corporations, they've eased up off of him. And these banks who've been giving him a loan to help prop up this image, because his broke ass ain't got no money for real. That's what he's trying to hide. He can't get no loans no more. So he really finna be in the cut. He really finna be in the cut, because the Attorney General of New York waiting on that ass, because she wanted to press them state charges, and whatever part he puts on himself, that's federal. He can't get out them state charges. Right. So he about to really feel it. He about to really feel it in the next few months or whatever. Like y'all think they're gonna impeach him?
No. Penn said he wasn't with it.
Penn said he went with the 25th Amendment. That doesn't have anything to do with impeachment, though.
True.
They'll bring the charge. I mean, he's not going to get convicted in the Senate. I mean, I don't care what you say. These Republicans, they need 2/3 of the Senate to convict. So with 50 Republicans, I guess it is, you probably need 17 of them, and the 17 of them senators ain't going to do it.
Some of them are. Some of them are saying they with it. Some of them are.
But
to your point, Lab, I think they do need like 75 to convict.
Majority. Well, I also heard that they don't really care about him getting convicted, but once you've been impeached twice, you can't be reelected.
Oh, okay.
No, I think they say,
so I heard it's more of a chess move than an actual we care about you getting removed from office move.
Yeah, and then also he won't get, I guess I don't know what it is as far as like the stipend or something that they get every year.
Yeah.
Something.
Travel
and then
100,000 for life.
Yeah. And then he won't get to use, I guess I don't know, for Secret Service or something.
Secret Service and travel funds.
It's a lot of chess moves I think they're trying to prevent in the future.
Okay.
I say what he's gonna do is he gonna move out the country to like England or something like that, man. I mean,
they don't like us over there either. Better go to Russia with his people. Better go hang with Putin.
Russia.
Property in Russia.
Yeah, he has a I just thought about he has that in Scotland or in the UK. He has a big property or something too.
So this is kind of on topic but off topic. But did y'all see that woman who was like, they maced me? It's a revolution. Did y'all see the slowed down version of that video where she has an onion in her bag? She's rubbing an onion on her eyes to make herself cry?
That's embarrassing. I saw it.
What?
Yes.
Y'all didn't
so
see
we were laughing at it.
I thought she really got maced. She was faking it.
She had an onion.
Her eyes will be red if she got maced.
Eyes would be red if she got maced. You got to pour milk in your eyes. You don't get to just walk away from that.
Yeah.
Like in retrospect, knowing how Ferguson went.
Even a black person would be red around.
Yeah, it's red. I saw somebody get maced and their whole forehead was tainted for weeks.
I mean, I saw somebody said I saw more people get maced at a party in Rothwell than they got maced at the Capitol.
Yes.
That's funny. But you know that sounds about white. You know what I'm saying? That's what white women do that.
Yeah, but they actually showed her onion. It's like a whole half of a onion, a white onion.
And she's all,
and she's going like this.
They maced me. I was like, she look about too many natty lights in, but that's just me.
She had to been.
But
She's like, it's a revolution.
The thing about it was that even the media couldn't. They were like, the hypocrisy is just so obvious.
Yeah,
like, when Black Lives Matter there, y'all was deep, and y'all know had that been Black people doing that, it'd have been bloodshed. It just would have been. It would have been more bloodshed. Because I think they said 4 people died. There was a lady got shot in the neck. She took one for the team for Trump.
I gotta stop laughing at that lady.
I thought it was up to 6 now. Is it still at 4? I know it's at least 5.
I thought it was 4, but they said like one person like committed suicide, like one Capitol police officer committed suicide. That was like, they probably was on your rear end. The FBI was probably like, you probably was a co-conspirator to these folks. I'm going to commit suicide. So yeah.
And
did they put a Black woman in the Capitol, in the captain spot for the Capitol?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I saw there was a Black woman that was, I guess, the acting of
acting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I saw they put a Black woman in the acting. I thought it was acting captain spot. I was like, so y'all want to counter this? We completely failed the Capitol with here's a Black woman.
Hey.
And take your vaccines.
when the country needs help, who do they call on? Black women.
So,
we've got one for you.
So the former Capitol Police Chief, he resigned, and they named a Black woman, and her name is Yogananda Pittman.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
So she is taking over as the chief of the Capitol Police. So
can you clean all this shit up, please?
Did y'all see the brother that was standing in the middle of the floor that everybody kept, referencing him back to the one character off Power?
Yeah. Kane. Yeah. And you know he wasn't ADOS. I was like, I bet a paycheck he ain't ADOS. And it came out he's kidding.
He wasn't.
Yeah, he's kidding.
No. But I also don't think he was really there for those reasons. I think he was just there to be nosy and blend in.
I know.
Blend.
Wait. Now see, I went to a white high school, right? And
yes.
I know if some stuff is going on and the cops show up, they gonna go to that first Black face and be like, come here, this is the problem. And it could be everybody else causing the problem. So his dumb behind sitting up in there talking about, I just want to look. You know better than that, dude. You know better. I bet you he gonna get the most charges out of everybody.
He might not have known better though. He
getting that felony murder.
He gonna get more charges than that dude that was kicked up on Pelosi's desk. I mean, that dude was he was chilling. He had his feet up. It was like
mask off, selfie out.
Chilling, stolen mail. Yeah,
took mail, and then anytime I left her a quarter, I didn't steal it.
They taking stuff off her walls and stuff. I was like, the disrespect for the entire government is insane to me. These be the same people that be like, you guys don't respect our government because you don't respect the police. Y'all the patriots? Really? You just stormed our Capitol and disrespected our whole House of Representatives and Senate.
I thought too, man, it took me back to like a generation, but I say it took me back like I was there, but like a previous generation. So, how anytime the Black voice is heard at the voting booth or in the polls, that's when you have white people losing their mind. Back in the day in the 60s, when Black people just wanted to be able to vote, that's when they was rioting in the streets, attacking them, with John Lewis and them on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. They just wanted to be able to vote,
But I'm sorry to cut you off, man. Go ahead.
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
But I was kind of tripping off this. So Obama got elected twice, right? And I remember the first inauguration. when him and Michelle Obama, they was doing a parade and they kept getting out the car to walk and to wave at the crowd. And I think everybody was like, get y'all ass back in that bulletproof car. Like for real, like everybody was like really, really like
right.
nervous. Like, dude, they gonna take you out, bro. Like get back in that car. And the second inauguration, I went and it was a party. It was like a real life party. People was there having a good time. You know, it was cold as all get out, but like it was like really a celebration during the second inauguration. I would have thought that they would have acted more of a fool then than they are now. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, that's somewhat shocking to me.
No, because before Trump, go ahead, Erika. What were you gonna say?
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say before Trump, it was still somewhat not accepted to be outright racist. He almost made them feel like it was okay. Like he justified the way they were acting. And so that's the difference. Everybody's saying that too. Well, why didn't they act like this? We got a black president. Because racism is still well and alive in America. It happens every day, but it's kind of like hush hush. Like, just only the select few are like outright, blatantly obvious with it.
That's a good point.
Before Trump.
Yeah.
I saw I wish I knew who he was, some black dude who spoke on this, and he was like, the crazy thing is that white people are protesting the transfer of power from one white man to another white man.
Right.
People are still in power.
I saw that too.
You're just mad.
I saw that too.
I'm telling
that
you,
it's not the white man that you want it to be.
Right.
It's white men, but just not the white man you chose.
But they got what they wanted,
like
though.
a cult. Like it's some type of cult. Like he's brainwashed them. Yeah. So it doesn't matter what white man it is, as long as it's not true.
Brainwash.
To that end,
gotta be brain to wash.
Well, I mean, I don't know, something.
They got what they wanted, though. You know what I mean? Because like you see that the Republicans, they're about to throw him all the way under the bus. But basically, like he was just a useful idiot for them anyway. Because I always said they know they are being outnumbered. They're not having enough kids. They're not reproducing enough. They are going to be in the minority. What Biden said to them civil rights leaders, pretty soon we're going to be a minority white country. They know this. So that's why they had Trump in there and they stacked those courts. That's why he was stacking those courts. And they got 3 Supreme Court justices. 3
That's unheard of.
Fairly young Supreme Court justices. So when they try to pull these shenanigans, and that's why Trump was trying to do everything that he was trying to do in terms of like, I'm gonna file all these lawsuits to see if I can get it through. Maybe one of these people that I put in will help me get my way or whatever. So really that's all they wanted. So he's done served their purpose for the Republican Party. They're about to throw him all the way under the bus. So I definitely think they're going to impeach him for real. They're not going to stand in the way of impeachment or putting him on trial.
Yeah, you're just talking about he served his purpose, and Erika was talking about transfer from one white man to another. That made me think, man, Biden probably the safest president in history. Ain't nobody gonna try to take him out because they do not want Kamala. Kamala being the president.
Give the AKA the reins. Let's see what happens.
I don't know why though.
Everybody.
I don't know why, because like, you saw what she said in that interview. She said, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna do anything for just black people. No, like, yeah.
Listen, we've had our qualms. Yeah. We've lost our battle. She is what we have.
Yeah.
Hey, Kamala, she gonna reach that Obama status though. You say anything bad about Kamala, them niggas gonna come for you, boy.
Listen,
the way they came
like to be in the middle of the street
cover too. Yeah, they was
Man,
I heard about that. I haven't seen it.
It was raggedy.
What is it? The Vogue magazine.
It was the Vogue magazine.
I haven't seen it.
You might not be able to share it. But like,
I want to have an original response. I'm not gonna look at my phone. No, but I think that's part of our problem, and I think that's one of the things that we keep harping on this podcast is that we got to keep their feet to the fire, no matter who they are, no matter what race they are. And if everybody who was black kept that same energy, we wouldn't be in this same position. Because we should have held Obama's feet to the fire election term 1, because there was no guarantee that black man was going to get 2 terms.
Right.
Talking about some, I'll get y'all on the back end, and he never got us.
But he never said that though.
I know, but I mean, we all kind of thought that.
Yeah,
We
Yeah,
all kind of thought he wanted to get us on the back end. He gonna be real black.
That's all right.
Second term.
I'm about to show it right here.
Oh, you pulled it up already? Okay, let me go back to this change.
So you see the one on the left where she looks a little bit more presidential with the blazer on.
Yeah. And then it's by the people, for the people, pink and green.
But
Madam Vice
the
President.
one on the right, they put it on there, and people was talking about she got the little janky chucks on with that blazer that don't fit good, and them raggedy drapes. So
Why they so? Oh, she do got on chucks.
yeah.
Yeah, but so she wanted tennis shoes, but you can clearly see in her face in that picture they picked, it was almost like she wasn't ready, or she's like, okay, go ahead and take it. Like that's not the one she chose.
They said the one in the blue was what she had agreed to, and then they changed it last minute to the other one.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is you don't get typically you don't get final say so on what they use. So
True.
To me, that would both, because she's like one of the most whatever misgivings I have about her, one thing she ain't is no sucker. And she is politically savvy, and I give her all her props on that. So to me, to kind of get swindled like that, and like, oh, just take this, because like you said, see, it don't look like she was really like posing, like she was posing. It looked like she was just like, oh yeah, I want to take a picture.
But they probably took hundreds of pictures out, literally.
Well,
so why they pick that one then?
At the same time, I'm Madam Vice President. I will shut all this down if you post the wrong picture of me. Why is that not a thing?
Beyonce had the last say on her picture.
She was editor, yeah. But
if she got the last say, then Kamala should have the last say, because she's about to be running our country. And that's another thing that kind of correlates with everything else that's been going on. Like, I think that things like this happen on purpose. Yeah. To undermine us. They're like, oh, look, she's out here in tennis shoes. Ha ha ha.
That was intentional.
In an ill-fitting suit.
Yeah. And I don't care about Vogue. Vogue is about fashion. Y'all could have dressed her for all I know.
Yeah.
Well,
let's worry about Time.
Wall Street Journal behind her, the drapes with and then the whole black outfit. Yeah, I'm just like, that was intentional.
Well, and my thing is, number one, she ain't really been known for fashion in the first place, in my personal opinion.
Should she be? She's out here making policy about criminal law and a senator. Right. She's not out here dressing for the masses.
She wear her little pantsuit, you know what I'm saying? Her little pantsuit and her little jeans.
And she got to get from point A to point B. I have a specific set of shoes for court, and they say this person is always late and needs to be able to move fast. They look like real orthopedic shoes, but they fall underneath the back of my.
You remember when they had them, they was doing the pictures of her, they was doing the videos of her on the campaign, and they trying to focus in on her shoes like she had on some Timbs. And it was like, there weren't no Timbs, Skechers. Oh.
They were what?
Skechers.
Oh, I thought they were Timbs too.
Nah, they weren't. They weren't
no Timbs. They weren't.
You didn't think that?
Yeah. Yeah. That's that Republican you see.
She had on love. She had on some love.
You won't let her live. Let her live, man.
Right. Her shoes probably cost thousands.
Skechers? Thousands?
I don't think they were Skechers. That's Marv being funny. Them weren't Skechers.
Hey, they weren't Timbs like last. They might have been lugs. You know
they weren't either. Y'all cut it out.
Definitely, they shouldn't have been $1,000 no matter what they were.
He had on some.
They weren't Manolos.
Right.
Yeah, but anyway, I mean, I think we talked about it enough. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. We'll definitely come back and do another show after the inauguration, because day one, like Arika said, we applying the pressure. Big shout out to all of our people in Georgia. Big shout out to Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams is a patron saint of the Black community, because they stole that governor election from her, and she said, all right, bet. And they came through, and not only did Reverend Alpha Man, Reverend Raphael Warnock win, but John Ossoff won as well. So the Democrats now have the majority vote in not only the House of Representatives, but in the Senate as well, because there's a tie. But Vice President-elect Kamala Harris has the tie-breaking vote. So there's really no excuse. There's no excuse. There's no question. And there's no question that we did it for you. So day one, as soon as inauguration is over, we applying the pressure. So be ready for it, and it's on. But
before we get off, we're talking about applying the pressure. Don't let them forget about them student loans. Everybody out there, y'all hit them up about them student loans.
listen,
I mean, not that I was ever going to pay mine, but yes.
Man,
listen,
yeah.
I want that. I want the rest. I want the rest of that stimulus check. I want the rest of that 2,000, and I want them student loan write-offs for
Man,
sure.
I was doing accelerated student loan, but now after they stopped, I'm like, nope. Hold on. Let me see what the minimum I could pay.
I'm not paying this if it's gonna get erased next
That's
year.
what I said. You know, it's about to start back up. I said, hold on, let's wait. Let me defer this one more time.
That was one of the funniest memes. They showed like a sister, and she was like, she said, me breaking into the Capitol and increasing my stimulus check to 2,000. And showed
Checking on my checks.
But anyway, I think we talked about it enough. Make sure you follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at manlistenshow, and make sure you share the show. Use the hashtag manlisten. We'll holler at you next time. Peace.
Peace.
Grab your copy of Active Black Dad. Peace.
Absolutely. Go to the website.
Look.